fight friend, Rachel here. Rachel Solo again. UFC 262, this is what we're going to chat about tonight. So let's just get into it. I'm still pretty amped. The whole card was pretty wild. But let's start with the main event. This was huge. This was a title fight, and we had Chandler, who was, recently signed to the UFC, coming in, looked fantastic in his first fight in the UFC, and then all of a sudden, he's got a title shot. And regardless of that, he had, of what you think about that is what I mean to say, but Charles Oliveira has been, just on this streak, right? And he's been just running through fools. And both of them, I was really interested to see how this fight was going to play out. And in round one, I thought the fight was over several different times. Sorry, I had to check. I have to really see that it's live, or I'm afraid I'm just sitting here talking to myself. It was literally back and forth in round one, and I was just on the edge of at one point I was here I'm just sitting on the couch just covering it because I don't know what's going to happen, and then I thought Chandler with his power, I just thought it would be. Both guys looked to be in a tough spot, and ultimately ended up being Chandler, who was in the toughest spot, as he just could not withstand Charles Oliveira. So congratulations to him. He looks super tough. I agree with Ariel Helwani, who's who tweeted that seeing Oliveira against Habib Nurmagomedov would have been a really fun fight, and I agree with that. This was so fantastic that I'm calling for a rematch. I want to see these guys. I'm relatively new to MMA, but in boxing, it's very common to have, when you have great fights, to have these trilogies, and these guys both look so good, really, really good. So I was kind of neutral on who I was throwing my fan support behind, but I will say that Michael Chandler coming into this he's bordering on becoming the Roman Reigns of the UFC. So if you follow the WWE, you would know what that means. But having the support of Dana White behind him, obviously good for him, right? You don't want Dana White on your bad side. But in how it looks outside, not everybody's totally on fire about that. But and here you can get a view of the things going on at cage side there. My counterpart, Kelsey, he's cage side covering this event. And so there's some footage from his Instagram there. But it's a super exciting fight. I'm excited to see these guys again. And I aired grievances about this, being a title fight for the not 1 and 2. They're not even in the mix at all. And I aired grievances about that, but I have to say, watching these two guys, they might really be the best. I didn't get to see much of Conor McGregor in his last fight, but what I did see, I don't know if he would have an answer for either of these guys. And it'd be fun to see Dustin Poirier in here. I know we still got Justin Gaethje out there, who's the actual, next person in line that nobody's talking about. So as much as I am totally on board for a rematch with these guys, I also want to see some things mixed up in this division. That brings us to, let's talk a little bit about Tony Ferguson. So Tony Ferguson lost tonight, and I was that's a sad time when you see somebody who's somewhat prolific, right, in the sport. And man, he had a huge fan base. I was at the ceremonial weigh-in yesterday for UFC 262, and the fans there, I had no idea. They were so in love with Tony Ferguson. I just loved him. And you heard it tonight while you're watching the fights. They were just, the fans, I mean, they did everything they could to give their energy to Tony Ferguson to help him through. So it's always a sad day to see somebody who's, coming off 2 losses and wanted to have this be his turnaround. And there was some tough, albeit constructive, honest, I think all said with love, but tough criticism from the commentary team about, and this possibly being is this going to be Tony Ferguson's last match with the UFC? How long can he continue not winning? And it was also said, sorry, see, you do this live, I edit this out in our regular show. I can't remember. There was another the great piece of criticism was that sometimes you see these guys who come up and that are known for being wild and crazy in the cage, but then when they get older, it gets harder because you're going to lose some of your athleticism, and then you don't have the fundamentals in place. I'm not sure if it's that. I think people just have different strengths, and sometimes your strengths lend themselves to being very useful as you continue to age in a sport, and sometimes your strengths just don't. And so if your strengths are, for example, being super fast and stuff, well, you're going to slow down as you age. And so if that was your thing that helped you to win, then now with Tony Ferguson, I'm a new, I haven't seen most of his fights. So I would have loved to have seen more of his fights and seen what really made him great. But he's squirrely, that Tony Ferguson. So watching him in the kick, refusing to be submitted earlier on. So my heart goes out to Tony Ferguson, but congratulations to Dariush. Hoping I said your name right. I always try my best, but I listen on the broadcast, but it's to listen and remember and bring it back up here. Anyway, yeah, congratulations to him, because I know, obviously this is big for him. He's been working really hard, so it's nice to see him win, and it was hard to see Tony lose, both things at the same time. And so that's always really tough. That was the main and co-main, and it was just an exciting night. I'm here, I don't even have Kelsey here to watch the fights with. It was still, it was so exciting, just me watching these fights. And so really excited about that. Real quick, there was some, I thought, some just interesting tidbits I will point out on the rest of the card. We had Caitlin. I heard her last name pronounced many different ways on the broadcast tonight. Caitlin Shook again. She again gets a UD victory over her opponent, and you can see in this little clip here, her opponent's whoa, what, but that's the thing, you got 3 rounds, and but what I liked about Caitlin is, man, I like some good strength and conditioning, and Caitlin, she had it there, all 3 rounds, she looked the same, she was just bringing it, and I love that. I mean, I just can't even express to you how much I love that. All right. And then we had, this was the, also look at my notes over here. This was the delayed KO. Really, I saw my Twitter timeline that, over in boxing, we do see somebody who gets hit, especially with liver shots. It takes, a while for the body to, send all the signals, and then it's you're not going forward anymore. And so, here, inside the cage, we got a delayed KO. His body just, he thought he was in it, and his body was you're done. You're done, sir. So this guy walked out with his KO win. Real exciting. These are just notables from the rest of the card. Okay. This. Guys. This is why I close my arm for anything that resembles an armbar. Like, I can't even deal with it. I'm Team DC. Yeah, I'm closing my eyes. I don't want to hear the bone break. I unfortunately wasn't prepared for that. It was just the replay was playing and I heard it before the commentary team heard it. Oh, I don't want to see it. It's too much. Man, this is a tough physical sport. That's what it is. Tough physical sport. Oh my goodness. I just can't get over that. But hey, congrats to Barboza for grabbing that. Could he hear it and feel it? I don't want to. I don't even want to. But yeah, notable on the fight. And then last, we had another. This was also an armbar to end this fight. And I tweeted out Lee winning with an armbar. What did I tweet out? Lee defeating not that Shevchenko with an armbar. And this was one I didn't look at, and I could have looked at, in live. Little did I know later that I was going to hear and see an arm break. So, but hey, Lee came out here tough. She was ready. This girl from Louisiana, and if you don't know, Texans love Louisiana. And I assume the feeling is mutual from people over in Louisiana. But we are very close as we've helped each other during a lot of hurricane seasons. And so when she got announced and came through, the fans there gave her a lot of support. Of course, all the fans also are going to love a Shevchenko, right? Valentina, I saw her yesterday at her Q&A, and she was... the fans were just in love with her there. And she was so personable. If you ever get a chance to attend a fan Q&A for a UFC event, and it's Valentina, definitely go to it. She's very honest and speaks from the heart and very personable. And she just loves, the job that she has in life is just completely made for her because it seems like she's a little bit of an extrovert, so she gets her energy from being around people. She said that she gets charged up by traveling, that she finds it like a recharging, so she loves to travel. I can tell that she loves talking to people and talking with the fans. She's really chatty, and then she's great inside the ring. She's just made for what she does. It's pretty awesome. One fan asked her to give their mom a shout out because their mom was a huge fan of Valentina. And her answer, made me cry. I'm standing, outside Discovery Green in downtown Houston amongst a bunch of UFC fans. And I'm wiping tears away. She said, oh, okay. And then she was spoke directly to whatever. They had their phone up and said hello to their mom, and then said that she wished their mom happiness and joy and success and whatever they do. And I was and she says it was just such a genuine thing. So sorry I went down this tangent of talking about Valentina. But, her sister, I'm sure, will be back, and but I'm interested to see where Lee goes from here, because she was a solid, strong fighter, and she was very compact and just tough and strong. So definitely, I'm definitely would like to see her again inside the cage. So hey, that's all that I got here. And I hope this was live streaming, and because this is the third time that our show has done this. But hey, I did such a better job with graphics tonight and everything, so I'm pretty proud of that. But I had a great time watching UFC 262, and I hope that you guys did too, wherever you were watching it and whatever you're doing. And Kelsey and I will see you next time.